pivot table builds a report that helps you filter and visualize information from a large data source. I've created a basic sample data set for inventory management. We're going to create a pivot table so we can easily view this information based on our needs. Let's begin. Begin by selecting your data source, which should also include your headers. Next, select Insert and select Pivot Table. You should now see a Create Pivot Table menu, and we can skip the first part because we've already selected our data source. At the bottom, we can choose where we want our pivot table report to be placed. We can place it in a new worksheet or an existing worksheet. I'm going to select Existing Worksheet and choose a location. You'll notice when I clicked on the cell, it auto-filled the location. Then press OK. You've now created the pivot table. For this example, I want to filter by country, so I'm going to take country and drag it and drop it into filters. I want to know what my product is from that country, so I'll put the product in rows. And I also want to know my inventory, so I'm going to go ahead and drag inventory right below product. You'll notice that as I dragged and dropped the information, the pivot table was starting to create itself. You'll see at the very top here I have a filter and all the information that pertains to the filter. Let's say I want to see all the products from the USA. I'm going to go ahead and click the drop down arrow here and select USA. When I press OK, you'll see that I have 4 items, item 1, item 10, item 11, and item 3, and I will also have my counts, and this should pertain to the information from the data source. The reason why they call it a pivot table is because you can easily drag and drop the information to change the viewing aspects. One of my favorite tools that helps you filter down the pivot table data is called a slicer. You can find a slicer by going to Insert tab and clicking on Slicer. You'll notice that the pivot table headers are also within the slicer, so I'm just going to go ahead and click on each one of them. I'm going to press OK. I'm going to go ahead and zoom out a little bit so we can see our data better. And I'm just going to drag and drop the slicers so that they're easily viewable. Alright, so now that I have all my slicers in view, you can see that I can actually hover over these and click on any of them to filter down. So for instance, if I want to see the lowest price item that I have, I'm going to scroll all the way to the top. I see that there's one that's $1.21. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. You'll see that the information in my pivot table has changed. I can see here that I have item 8, and item 8 should be $1.21. So if I look over at my data source, looks like I do have item 8. And it does cost a base price of $1.21. Let's go ahead and clear my filter. To clear a filter, you go to the top right of your slicer and click Clear Filter. Alright, so just to recap on how we got started, we would just go ahead and select all of the data. We want to make sure we go to Insert, select the pivot table, make sure your data range is selected. You'd select where you would like to put the report, choose the location. Once you press OK, you'll be brought up to your pivot table. You would then drag and drop the fields of where you want it to filter by, depending on the data you're trying to see. And then, of course, once you've done that, you can also go to Insert and click on Slicer. And of course, slicers are just another way to filter your data a lot more easily, kind of like a user interface for filtering your data down. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope that this was able to give you a little bit more light on how a pivot table works and how to create one. If you liked this video and would like to see more videos like it, please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.